Hey guys, this is Mr. Schluter. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk to you about propaganda techniques from World War II. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go full screen. You're going to go ahead and complete this sheet. Okay. That goes with it. All right. And has all the information that you guys will have. So you're going to fill out the chart from my presentation and kind of go from there. All right. So let's go ahead and pull it up and see what we got. And we go from there. Okay. So here we go. Propaganda techniques. You guys are going to go ahead and fill out the propaganda techniques as we go. All right. As I discuss each slide. So here we go. First one, okay, is what is propaganda? So, propaganda is a way of manipulating people using images and words to achieve a desired effect or outcome. Propaganda clouds reality and gets in the way of clear and honest thinking. During wartime, propaganda is designed to provide a focus for our mistrust and hatred, to dehumanize the enemy so that they may be killed without remorse, something that we always go ahead and we look at. Okay? The following are propaganda techniques that they use. So here we have bandwagoning. Bandwagoning is basically hop on the bandwagon, or else you won't fit in. Everyone else is doing it, so you should too. This technique is contrived of using peer pressure. No one wants to be considered left out or behind in any situation. Okay? Some examples of bandwagoning: everyone listens to the fear, meaning everyone listens to Hitler on the radio, and so you should too. Okay, the next one is called testimonial. A testimonial is where you use a celebrity or expert who endorse the product, candidate, or idea. Think about all the commercials with celebrities that have been used. The celebrity may not always be qualified to speak on the subject, but they know what's going on because of who they are. They're an expert or they're a celebrity, so you can kind of trust that. Testimonial here: victory waits on your fingers. Keep them flying, Miss USA. So they're showing here that the women help kind of things go. All right. Here's another one. Private Joe Lewis says, we're going to do our part and we'll win because we're on God's side. So they're using Private Joe Lewis here, who was a boxing champion, heavyweight champion, to kind of show what's going on. Okay, then you have euphemisms. Euphemisms, the use of the words or statements that deter from the meaning, to make it not as bad and more tasteful than or to the general public. The Nazis used the term resettlement to describe the mass murder of the Jews, meaning they said, you know what, we're just going to move them and kind of go along those routes. And it makes it sound not so bad. Okay. The next one's called appeal to authority. Appeals to authority have important and powerful people supporting a candidate or idea. It's very similar, all right, to testimonial, but this is where you actually have a candidate or an idea being used that can speak to that. Okay. As an example, when you talk about appeal to the authority, on the right, you see, I want you for the U.S. Army. Go to the nearest recruiting station. That's Uncle Sam. He's speaking for the United States. Obviously, Uncle Sam, his initials would be U.S. And then when you look at the one on the left, it's called Ein Volk, ein Reich, ein Vier, all right, which is one people, one Reich, one leader. Okay? You talk about plain folks, which is the next one. This technique has a person or cause being associated with just regular people. Candidates who are just like you. They put their pants on one leg at a time as well. Okay? Here, we're all for Adolf Hitler. Okay? So this is the plain folks standing up for Hitler and being behind him. Okay? Plain folks here. Let's get to work and make Americans strong. And it's showing the family unit that they have, which kind of shows everything that's needed. Okay? The next one is called transfer. Propagandists transfer the fame, prestige, or reliability of something or someone to an issue that may or may not be related. Any politician who publicly says a prayer is transferring religion to their image. The use of a flag or patriotic leader is also commonly utilized. The Nazis justified the treatment of the Jews by proving their inferiority through their own science. Okay, so that's the idea of transfer. Here, where you talk about this is a US one, and as you see here, they're transferring and saying that the Nazis are the enemy and that they hate religion. So now you're transferring the idea of the swastika being transferred down to religion, and that the fact that they did not like the use of religion with them, and Hitler would be that way. The next one is fear. During wartime, this technique is often used. Okay, it informs people that there is personal danger is imminent if they do or do not do some specific action. Okay, so that's what you're going to write down is that definition. And here, this is like the one sitting in my, or up by the clock in my classroom. He's watching you. This is a Nazi soldier watching over you and making sure that you are supposed to do what you're supposed to do. And if you don't, well, that's kind of what happens. Okay, you might end up disappearing. Logical fallacies. Okay, drawing a conclusion from a series of arguments. And examples here, religion is good. Wars are fought over religion. Therefore, religious wars are good. All right, it means it makes logical sense, all right, from a series of arguments that help define what's in the situation and how it goes, okay? Glittering generalities. The use of the words and images that generally carry a favorable meaning to everyone. Examples, liberty, democracy, freedom, and civilization. It hopes to associate a person, idea, or group with a positive feeling, but no direct evidence. Okay, problem, words mean different things to different people depending on who you are and where you are. Okay, so glittering generality here, where it talks about, this is a poster from Germany, open the door to freedom, put a strong man at the helm, out of the swamp, forward with the powers of renewal, meaning that if they open the door to freedom, you can elect somebody and put a strong man at the helm, like Hitler, and he will take the country out of the bad and create and make them good and renew the country itself. Glittering generalities. Okay. This one here, if you look at 1778 to 1943, and it's got the American soldiers on the left fighting in the Revolutionary War, comparing them to soldiers on the right fighting in World War II. And it says Americans will always fight for freedom. Again, glittering generalities. Okay, the next one is called name calling. This is a technique that links a person or idea to a negative image. It is hoped that the association of with this negative symbol will cause the viewer to reject it outright. A goal for this technique involves carefully selecting descriptive words. And here is what we have. Obviously, name calling, they're portraying the Japanese as this, evil person. This is our enemy that we are staring at with the world on fire behind them, and they are walking there carrying a body over their shoulder. Okay, this is another one from Germany where it says Der Jude. Okay, it's Kringenstaffer or Stifter, and Krieger Langer, which is the Jew, the inciter of war, the prolonger of war. And it's showing that if they pull back the curtain, you will see all these. Then you get into something called stereotyping, which we've talked a lot about during the Holocaust unit when we mentioned that. And it's generalizing about an entire group by a single characteristic that might be insulting. All right, is there stereotyping in the poster that we have here? Yes, the one on the left. You have the Japanese person being, his eyes and the way he's set up, and Hitler on the right with his gun and swastika there, and they're both looking over the United States. The Japanese soldier has the flag of Japan on their head and blood on his knife. Hitler has the shadow over his eyes looking at the country themselves. All right, our homes are in danger now is what it's saying with the warning. Then if you look at the one on the right, it would say the eternal Jew is what it would be in the Star of David, showing that these people are really bad. Okay, these are my credits at the end. Okay, and so the way this goes is you should have all this filled out, and you'll watch a video. These sheets that you complete will go in your notebooks, okay, just so you know. And we'll kind of go from there. All right, thanks a lot. Make sure to follow the rest of the items that go with it.